Here with my heart to heart. I'm here with my colleague from the Intrepid, Jen Elliott. How are you, Jen?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. For those of you who are new, I am the founder and CEO of RoboFund. We had just a week ago celebrated our 25th anniversary, and we run programs for kids who are as young as 3 and as old as 13 in our studio. And then we also work with schools throughout the New York City area. And right now, we have a ton of exciting things I'm going to tell you a little bit about, and then I'm going to turn it over to Jen because she's got a ton of exciting things to tell you about the Intrepid.
Yep.
So the first thing I want to tell you is that we have March camp coming up. And if you have a child who is in a school that is off from the 20th through the 31st of March, we have programs every day from 9 to 12. And the second is that we're getting ready for our next semester of after school, which will begin in April. And the third thing that is the super exciting thing is we're getting ready to move to an amazing space on West End Avenue and 64th, between 64th and 65th Street. That will happen in the summer. Starting July 17th, we'll run the rest of the summer in this unbelievable storefront space. So if you're interested in RoboFund, you're going to go to robofund.org. And if you sign up, you will get my weekly blog about what's going on and about free things, like we're about to hear about a lot of free things. So, and if you are still old school, which I must admit at times I am, and you want to just call us and talk to somebody, it's 212-245-0444. So we have summer camp, we have after school, we have private lessons. Right now, birthday parties are selling like hotcakes. So if that's of interest, sign up because we don't have a lot of spaces every week to accommodate. And now I can turn it over to Jen. So Jen, we're here today to talk about this amazing thing happening at the Intrepid this Saturday. Tell us all about it.
Yes. So this Saturday, we have our annual Girls in Science and Engineering Day.
Mm-hmm.
It is a celebration of girls in STEM fields, in science and engineering, technology, and math. And we run it as a science festival. So we have about 15 partners that are coming into the museum, and we'll be setting up in our Explorium, our interactive area, to do tabletop activities and demonstrations and share a little bit about their programs. And the best part about this is it's absolutely free. So the way it works is if you register to come to the event that's open to all ages, we really love to get teens and youth coming in because that's our target audience, but we also welcome little brothers, little sisters, we welcome parents, we welcome everybody. And if you come and register ahead of time, you get into the museum for free and you get to partake of all of that. You get our partners, you get the demonstrations, you get the performances, and you just get to explore the museum for free. We have a brand new exhibit upstairs in our space shuttle pavilion. We're constantly refreshing and changing things out. So if it's been a while since you have been to the museum, here's a chance to come and enjoy it for free.
So that's a really big deal. I mean, first of all, the Intrepid's amazing. Secondly, it can add up if you're coming with mom and dad and a few kids or a caregiver. And now, do all of the people you're celebrating girls in science and engineering, but what if there's mom and dad who doesn't happen to be female, and some of the children aren't female? Is that a problem?
Not a problem at all. As I said, this is a celebration of girls in science and engineering. It's Women's History Month. I believe today, March 8th, is actually the International Day of Women. And that's why this program started, is to celebrate women in STEM. You know, research still shows that there is a bit of a gender gap there. And so we're celebrating a lot of the partners that we have coming are going to be female partners that are actively working at science institutions, or they're female students doing science programs across the city. So not only will those folks be coming to share their work, they're also going to be able to share information for other girls that would like to get involved in programs throughout the city that promote women in STEM. But we also very much believe that even if you aren't a girl, that's okay. You should be able to celebrate women in STEM as well. And you should definitely come and interact with these magnificent women. I have to give a shout out to my teen interns, my navigators, who are 10 high school young ladies that are coming, and they have been working. I've been getting glimpses of, as they're building out their displays this past week, and I'm really excited to see their demonstrations because they're going to be wonderful, and they aren't going to be the only ones that are wonderful that are there.
My experience, having gone to a few different events at the Intrepid, is it's an awesome opportunity to learn about science, about STEAM, and really also about history, and in a really interactive way that's incredibly exciting. So for those of you watching, I really recommend getting there on Saturday. Would, if you don't have plans for this weekend, it's a great place to go. How do you have these 10 interns from high school? How did they evolve into being interns at the Intrepid?
That's great. That's a great question. So we have a program. All of our 10 interns, the intern program itself is called the Goals Navigator program. And it is a program that is exclusively open to young women who have participated in our Goals Summer program. So over the summer, we do a free multi-week STEM program for 8th and 9th grade girls from across New York City. It is application-based. It's absolutely free. It is a wild ride of science. I like to call it an intense sampler because each week is a different science focus. But for that week, we are going all in. We're diving in. We're doing projects. We're seeing guest presenters. We're doing field trips. If the students complete that program, they have the opportunity to apply to a school year long paid internship. And they can do that as many times as we want. As many times as they want, I'm sorry. We actually have 2 students this year who are returning navigators. And it's just another opportunity to kind of, as they are growing, as they are going through high school, getting into college, we're trying to keep them in the science fields, trying to keep them interested in STEM, involved in STEM actively, so that hopefully when they go on to college or the career level, those are areas that they're not shying away from. They are just jumping in and saying, let's go.
That's great. So let's say I don't, but let's say, or I probably know of girls who are in the 7th or 8th grade. Is that the age? 8th,
8th and 9th grade. So current 8th and 9th, we're trying to hit them right at the start of high school.
Okay. So which is very soon after they get working papers. So if you have a daughter or a friend whose daughter is going into 8th or 9th grade, this is totally free?
Absolutely free. We cover the cost of all materials. We cover the cost of all guest presenters, all field trips. In addition to that, for the 50 girls that get accepted, we provide lunch every day that the program takes place here at the ship. Field trip days are a bit different. And then we also provide an unlimited Metro card for the summer so that students, it just helps.
Wow.
Yes, for the entirety of the program, there's an unlimited Metro card to really help just reduce that cost on the families and on the student to get here.
So you mentioned an application. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, our application window is now open. So part of this program is getting students exposed to some college and career readiness. That's why we put this program right at the start of high school. So rising 9th and 10th graders, because it's never too early to start thinking about college. So I don't want to scare anybody off. Our application is modeled off of a college application. It is not as intense as a college application. So there's an online form that is accessible via Wufoo. And that is just your basic, demographics and short answer questionnaire and information. There's also a 500-word, we call it a showcase. So you have the option to do a 500-word essay, or, because we know a lot of teens and youth today are really brilliant in the realm of social media and TikTok and videos, and there's so much talent out there. We also have an alternate option to the essay, which is a 1-minute showcase video that can be uploaded. So if you would rather, show off a talent or a skill or a project, you can do that instead of the essay. We do ask for report cards to be submitted. We're not looking for all straight A students. It's more just to get you in the habit of who do I go to ask for my report card or transcript. And then there is an optional adult recommendation that you can submit as well.
Okay. So So you have to apply, and by what date do you have to apply?
We just extended our deadline, and I'm in the process of putting all of that information on our website, but applications will be open until March 31st of this year. So you definitely have some time. I see that Lara has put the link to the webpage for the Goals Summer program in the chat. That will have all of the information. It will have frequently asked questions. It will have the specific dates coming up for this year. It will have the link to the online portion of the application. And then it also will have the email address that you can reach me at, youthleadership@intrepidmuseum.org. If anybody has any questions, that email address will reach not only myself, but my entire team. And we're happy to answer any questions about this, about Girls in Science and Engineering Day, about Goals Summer. We're happy to do that all via email.
Okay, great, great. So in your role, you do more than, not that you do more than just this event and the summer event. You do a lot of different teen things. And you've given me a link. You want to tell us about the teen events that you're involved with?
Yeah, we do teen events throughout the year. Those are open to all genders, all grades, middle school and high school. Right now, because Girls in Science and Engineering Day is the main one that we have coming on the horizon, that is going to be the one that you'll see up there. But we do all kinds of different topics. We do try and keep them STEM related, but we also have done some history, some innovation based. We've done mentorship days in the past. We really love this idea of mentorship here throughout our programming. So in January, we had mentorship day where we welcomed 12 working professionals in any and all fields to come in and just be on a panel to answer any questions about their college and career journeys. Coming up in November, which I need to get on the website, we are going to be having our first annual hackathon. Because we know that that is an area that teens and youth are very interested in, with the rise in technology and social media. So that is something that is going to be coming down the pike, but we have done all kinds of things. So we'll tailor our events either around STEM or mentorship, or we'll kind of use them as a way of highlighting a new exhibit. So in the past, we've done things related to how exhibits emerge throughout the museum. I know last year, we did a really fantastic one on the science of photography to celebrate the opening of our new photography lab here on the ship, and just all kinds of wonderful things. And every now and then we do something fun as well. I know coming in the summer, because if you're not familiar with the Intrepid Museum movie nights, where we watch a movie on the flight deck, we try to identify a movie that is age appropriate for teens, youth, or families. And then we will actually reserve a patch on the flight deck. That's a bit more limited space. I think we can only take about 20 teens. But if teens want to come and just mingle with other teens and watch a movie, we will kind of defend a patch on the flight deck and kind of have a little VIP section. So be on the lookout for things like that, because we are doing that throughout the entire year.
What a cool thing. So if I wanted to come and watch a movie on the flight deck, I can do that. And how do I do that? I probably go to your site and there's a registration. Yeah. Okay.
So that one, anybody can come. That's open to anybody and everybody. Okay. They almost always do Top Gun during Fleet Week, during Memorial Day weekend, and then they rotate the other ones. But what we are going to be doing, we typically identify one during the summer, and we will kind of hold off and rope off a space for teens and youth. And that we will have registration on our page to guarantee that they get a spot, so we know. And we'll have some snacks and we'll let them mingle with each other as well. I know last year we did our teen movie night for E.T. So we were able to kind of invite some of our teens and youth in our network to sit and enjoy the movie E.T. with us, which was really incredible because a lot of them were seeing it for the first time. So that's a magical movie. I love it.
Yes. Yes. So it's kind of like if you're a parent of a teen, it's a safe, good way for your children to have a date.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. That's what we try and do here.
Or not even a date, but just hang with other teens in a
nice way. Just hang, network. This is a big city and there are a lot of teens and youth here. Yep. So just make connections, make friends. That's what we try and do.
Cool. So my last question for you is, how did you get into this work? I can tell you're really passionate. You care about your children. How did this happen? How did this happen?
How did I get here? That's a really great question. So I actually had no intention of doing something like this. I Since I was very, very little, I've had a big dream to work for NASA. And when I was in college, the natural inclination, to get to NASA was, okay, I'm going to go major in astronomy. So I went to the University of Florida, go Gators. I got a degree in astronomy. And I remember my junior year, I was doing some summer research work with one of the professors. And one thing they don't tell you about astronomy is, everybody thinks it's telescopes and beautiful pictures from Hubble. And it is, there's a lot of that. But about 90% of it is the work to get from the telescopes to the beautiful pictures. And that is all computer coding, and that is all turning data into images. And I remember sitting very late one night in the astronomy lab, watching my computer program run and waiting for it to finish, and looking at the girl next to me and saying to her, maybe this will grow on me in grad school. And she responded with, that is not how you start a 7-year PhD program.
Interesting.
So I kind of came to the realization it wasn't the most enjoyable work for me, but what I was enjoying was the astronomy department at UF. They had a portable planetarium that they would take to elementary schools. And so I was able to work with that professor, Dr. Sarajadini, and go with her and take the planetarium and do star shows for students. And that I loved. And I remember her telling me one time that I was really good at it and I should look into it as a career. And my whole world kind of stopped. I was like, this is a career? I can do this? So with her help and the help of some advisors, I kind of looked into every possible grad program that would get me there, from science education, science communications, museum education, library sciences, all kinds of things. And then ultimately went to grad school for education. And now I work right underneath a space shuttle. So it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. And you have a lot of science behind you that you can share with lots of people, which
Absolutely.
is fantastic.
That's what I love.
So just to recap, there's some amazing events for people to take advantage of. There's free at the Intrepid this Saturday. There's an amazing program for rising 8th and 9th grade girls for the summer, which is not just a free program, but then if they complete the program, they are, you hire them. Is that how it works?
Yes, they're eligible. It's a paid internship. So they work with us throughout the year. They get a staff ID and everything.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, it's cool. And you're only, from our new office, you're only going to be about 20 blocks away. So we might have to do some cross fertilization of robotics. And
field trips.
Yeah, exactly. In both directions. So
yes.
Jen, thank you so much. I'm Laura Hart. Jen is the manager of youth leadership at the Intrepid, and I am the CEO and founder of RoboFun. We're so excited about our move in June to 65th and West End. We're also excited that we're getting ready for winter break or winter spring break for some schools the last 2 weeks in March. And then we will be starting after school for the spring semester, as well as lots of private lessons. We have a group of kids that have done 2 or 3 sections of 10 weeks each of Python, and they just keep coming back for more. And we also have a lot of birthday parties going on. One other thing is, if your child, you don't want to come to RoboFun, but you want us to come to your school, we do that as well. Just contact us and we'll be happy to set that up with you. So thank you, and have a really great day on Saturday. I want to see pictures. I unfortunately won't be able to come, but I'd love to see and learn more.
Absolutely. We'll be glad to share some, and we hope to see you all there.
Thank you. Yes. And I don't know if there's anything on the sign in, like how did you find out about this, but mention RoboFun. Is there something on the sign in?
There is. How did you hear about GSED? Mention RoboFun. Let us know. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.